Hello YouTube, welcome to Sunday in the Shop. It is Saturday morning, about 9 o'clock. I'm going to get my video done early. We're going to be showing the hammer, carburetor for the Alice, for the Briggs 16 horsepower. I got off Amazon. Pretty nice carb, I think. It is raining out. I don't know if you can hear it. It's just been pouring down rain since like 5:30 this morning. I mean, you look on your map and you get all that dark, the yellow and then the dark green, almost the black, that came through my area, just pouring down rain. But I'll fill you in how my week's been, so we'll talk about that. So it's not going to be a whole lot of stuff. We're going to finish this hammer we've been working on. I hope I can find the pictures, because I used the belt sander and stuff. I'll explain that, but I just wanted to click the camera on because it really got a big downpour right there. I want to know if you can hear it, but I'll show that. I found this at a farm store. We're going to use the saw to slot in here, so stay tuned if you're interested in seeing what I'm up to this week and what I've gotten done. Okay, we're back. We sawed our slot in here. We'll show you the saw here in a second. Got our wedge. We're going to make a metal wedge yet. We might not do it on this video, but because I have to grind outside. It is just a mud hole. Where my Alice Chalmers is, even though it's covered up, it's not under the tarp. It's just a mud hole. I didn't have time to move my John Deere out beneath the tarp. We'll talk about the shop cleaning here shortly. See? Keep you tuned in. Something's coming up next. We couldn't get that out. We ground in there just a little bit too far, but it's a hammer. This is the one from was it last week? I couldn't wait. I got bored. I hope I can find the pictures. I took this to the belt sander, okay, and set it on that nice ledge that I built out of the angle iron, and did all this, and then did this down there where your belt comes off towards the roller. It kind of dips in. I showed that in another video one time. Your belt comes over the roller, and there's a little bit of space there where it dips in, and I used that blue zircon whatever belt from Harbor Freight. Y'all remember the Harbor Freight belt sander? Had bought it, had to fix it. Flat black paint, which comes out like semi-gloss. This has shellac over it. This I did some of it on the sanding disc. I cannot tell you the grit. It's a fine paper on a 6-inch disc. And I did not use the table. I took the table on mine, I just stuck it up there. Because you couldn't roll it on the table, of course. So I just stuck it up there. But I did it first on this big sanding belt. And then I did some polishing. Like I said, it's not perfect. It's going to be a hammer. It's not for display. So there we go. The handle. Oh my, it was really sharp. I still left some sharpness. And I have an arrow on here the way I can hold it in my hand the best. Because this stuff will dig into you. You can still see it. See that little ridge? We tried Elmer's glue. We just had white glue for paper. It did not hold. We just filled it full of super glue. Had a clamp on there. And we glued clear down into here. Said I'd rather repair and restore the handle than try to find one. Because this stuff is so old. It is so hard to saw with that saw. But I'd like to have it down on here a little bit further. It goes down to about here. So I guess I'm going to have it on there far enough. I don't know what's going to stick out. I think I got just about right. You can kind of see the curve there now, which took a lot of filing. I was trying to keep the taper like this wedge. It might not be thick enough, but we're going to put some Gorilla Glue on there. Okay, what we're going to do is, with Gorilla Glue, you put a little water on there, okay? And then you put the Gorilla Glue, and that stuff expands like that expanding foam in a can. So it's messy, but we won't show that. We'll do that once we're done. Well, no, we can't. We're going to show you the whole thing here today. So this will be linseed oil, and I may put shellac over it. It's going to be a hammer. It's going to be used. I don't really want it outside with just oil. So I'm thinking about putting a light coat of oil to bring out some color, then spray my shellac over it, which I might as well show you the can. I quit using that polyurethane garbage. I like this stuff. It dries in minutes. I mean, it'll dry in just a couple of minutes. You put it on tools. You got something bare metal, punches and stuff, spray it. Spray it with shellac. It won't rust. That way you don't have nasty oil on it. Okay, this little saw. We went to Fleet and Farm. I did. And if I can get out there out of the rainstorm, I'll show you that nice thermometer for a barbecue I got. It's just El Cheapo. $5. It's kind of hard to find a brand name. That's all they give you for a name. Of course, we know it's imported. But not a bad saw. It was hard to saw through that rough old wood. But for $5, here's your safety lock. Because I have a dollar store one I wore out. I have a folding one from Harbor Freight. It's getting there. My really good expensive pruning saw is not a folding blade. I hit a nail with it. I should not have been cutting scrap wood. It's for the trees. See that nasty shellac varnish on there? Take some acetone and get that off there, because I had to really work using a saw when that junk's on there. That is a shellac varnish. See it on there where it rubs the wood? Take that off with some acetone nail polish remover. But for $5, that's why I like showing this stuff. I always say that, I don't get paid. But you can carry this in your pocket. If you're just doing a little bit of tree trimming or something, see, throw it in your backpack, throw it in your pocket. So it's about a 6-inch blade. Okay, enough of that. Let's get this hammer head on here. Get the wedge in it. We're not going to worry about the metal wedge unless it stops raining out. Of course, I got a tarp going off my shed, but have my door up a little bit. But I want to get out away from everything with the grinder. So stay tuned. I'll be right back. This will be installed, and we'll oil the handle. And then we'll show you our carburetor for the Briggs & Stratton 16 horse. I know how to do this, see? I know how to keep you tuned in. If you don't want to watch my video, you're not going to watch my video. This is a rambling on. I'm not professional. I never have been. If it ain't fun, I don't want to do it. This is one of them days. It's a wonder I'm even outside. It's better than sitting in the house being miserable. So, I still got to figure in about what all we've got done this week around the house and the shop. Clean up my big building. I don't even want to show you what it looks like in that old place, but we got room for all of our tractors plus more. We can go buy a half a dozen more now. Have a tractor farm. But let's get some work done, then we'll be back. And we are done with the hammer. I don't know if you can see it in here. Let's try to bring it this way. We opted out of using a Gorilla Glue. We made a metal wedge. I didn't want to show how to do that, but that wedge was out of some mystery wood. I had an old wooden rocking chair that, well, old. It was cheapy from Walmart years ago, but some kind of weird wood. Mystery wood, imported. Hard to carve with a knife. There you go. We'll probably put some tape down there. We'll probably get some of that Ace, like sports tape, used to be white, that the athletes use, but you can get it in black. We'll probably put it on there for a good grip, because this is going to be a work hammer. I have a 40 ounce, 2.5 pound. It is heavier, bigger than this. This, I'm saying, is about a 2-pound hammer. Correct me if I'm wrong, but it's under pretty good. We took our knife and carved the wood off a little bit, you know, so it don't stick out. It's going to be a work tool. It's not going to be this clean anymore than this. But another tool restore. I hope you're not sick of me doing them, because I've got a few coming up this winter. One's that big wrench. It's going to be super clean, painted, or something done to it. There you go. Use my favorite oil. I'm almost out. I always like showing this. Somebody else on YouTube I know has a can like this. But I like the pure. They say it's a lot better if you get it on your skin. They say the newer stuff boiled has all kinds of chemicals and stuff for drying agents and whatever. And I know I've showed this in many videos, but some people may never seen it. This is really old. This is probably back in the 60s, 70s. There, want to have to take a picture of it. Okay, stay tuned. We're going to go get that barbecue thermometer and show you. I like showing off neat stuff like that. We don't know for sure if we're going to put it in our barbecue. We bought it. It's almost too big for our little new barbecue, but stay tuned. Okay, we was in that new Fleet and Farm store in Sioux City, Iowa. I said, I don't get paid to say that. They had a cheapy, I don't want to say the name. It was a cheaper brand of thermometer. It was like $12.99. It had no color to it. It really looked cheap. Well, this was $16.99. And you're standing there thinking, I just need it for the barbecue, but I'm going to have to look at it the rest of my life. This thing's 3 inches, so I can see it across the yard. You can probably guess about how cold it was out in my truck. About 50 to some degrees. These aren't accurate when you go back because I'd stuck it in the heater of the truck to see if I could get it up to where the truck heater usually is. Can't believe I'm running a heater in my truck. I was doing that last evening. So you can tell, you know, it's pretty chilly out there. But that's not accurate. You just can't go back, like say 50 degrees, say the same space. You'd only say that'd be like 100 whatever. No, if it's chilly out, it's going to be way down here. I'm sure in the wintertime that thing would try to back up a little more. But what I like about it, it doesn't have a real long probe, but it's built pretty hefty. I can't tell you the size threads. That's built pretty hefty there. This has an arrow on it, and I really can't tell you why. I guess maybe there is an arrow on here. Why it would matter. So we're going to be spiteful, whatever, a rebel. So you can put on any way I want. Tell me how to do this. Went on the same way. Don't ask me. That's pretty neat. We won't take a picture of it, but I mean, you want something nice, you got to spend the money, right? Oklahoma Joe's. Never heard of it. I've heard like Smoky Joe barbecues and Weber's Little Smoky, whatever. But look at the package real quick. If it'll focus. Cause I just get tired taking pictures and stuff. Columbus, Georgia, Charbroil. Okay, it's charbroil.com. The other one was Char Griller or something. A lot cheaper looking. It really was. So I guess this is for Charbroil barbecues. That's what I was looking for. I mean, it's whatever they sell in the store. So they're going to sell the accessories. But there you go. Let's move on to that Briggs & Stratton carburetor. I wish I'd get it put on today, but it is wet. I'm probably not going to get anything done on that. But we'll just shove that back and put that on the shelf for another day. Okay, stay tuned. Okay, the last time of the day, and then we'll chit-chat. It'll probably be a 20-minute video with me chit-chatting and added in here. Okay, we went on Amazon to look for a carburetor. Now, we cannot find a model number or serial number on that Briggs & Stratton anywhere. But I want to give a shout-out to Zippo Varga. He's helped me out. He's got a lot of videos on Alice Chalmers tractors like mine, the 7/16 hydro and whatever. And he's got videos on these carburetors. And he was showing the emulsion tube. I'll show you where it goes. Something you need to check, because mine is dripping. The throttle shafts wore up. When we get to that project video, I'll show you how shot that carburetor is. So, we really honestly can't tell you why it's popping through the intake. Could be the carburetor acting up, leaning out, because the throttle shaft is wore. The exhaust valve don't pop anymore. We poured a bunch of Marlboro Mist oil in the gas tank. Then, when it got down low, we poured some just straight premium in it. Of course, we always add our seafoam, but that thing was smoking more than it would normally. So I know it's going to use some oil. It's an old engine. But we did our best to clean some of the carbon out. And we're going to have him help us find a head gasket, because I am not even going to go to the local parts store. I could rant about that for hours. See where that box is beat up here? See where it's beat up over in the corner? See that imprint? This was inside a big padded mailer. Is all this was in, okay? I know y'all probably hate unboxing. I get tired of them. And there's the gasket. See the gasket? Now we did some measuring, some ballpark figuring. This flange goes on top of there. The other one won't come off the other carburetor. Here's the fitting. Mine's a 90 degree, and I hope it threads in. I mean, buying a 3 foot of hose trying to route around the thing, because you got to stay away from the exhaust. Okay, here's why I picked this one. They had some for $20 some, and this was like 30 $33, $34. I cannot honestly tell you. $33, $34. This is brass. The other one looked chrome plated. The fitting that went in here looked chrome plated. Okay, I did not want that. I studied all the pictures. This had the most model numbers. Okay. And when I went to their little web store, they sold parts like for steel chainsaws. They sold that little ignition module for those little pit bikes, like little 50cc bikes. It's a little module with the wiring. So they sold some other small engine-related parts. A couple of the other companies sold things like household goods, flowered curtains, and everything else. So there's a difference in them Amazon stores when they send you there. Because you got to remember, Amazon might sell it, but it's coming from some other dealer. Okay. I have shined the flashlight down here to see which way the choke goes. Zippo taught me that this plug's already been flattened. He taught me that these are, I'm sure it was him. If it ain't, I'm sorry. I'm giving the wrong guy credit. But you could take this big Welch plug out and put this choke on the other side. See the universal screws? Whichever way your choke turns, this looks exactly like mine. It pulls this way. So we did have a flashlight down there once. We will make double darn sure, okay, that our choke's going to work right. Because here's where your cable goes, then your little screw in your washer. Mine is so shot, there's a pin here, and it's all wore out. This part wobbles all over. I mean, you could see it on one of my films. Oh, I still say film. Well, that thing just a shaking back and forth when the motor's running. Well, also the shaft is really wore, okay? They're little platies. Also, I've already set the screw so this is not shut all the way. Well, it almost smashes the screw down all the way. But that thing will always idle at a high idle because I will be working with it and I'll be pushing snow with it. So I don't want it idling down slow. The emulsion tube. Do not take one of these carburetors apart by taking the screws out and try to pull this body off. It don't work that way. I can't really show you down in there unless I get out a flashlight. But there's an emulsion tube in here that runs clear up through this body and goes right into this part of the carburetor. Now, maybe the old three-cornered ones, 3-volt ones when I was a kid, you might finagle that out of there. But that's why a lot of these get thrown away. That part that goes in here has been stripped, okay? I'm not going to test this one, but if you take this out and get the right screwdriver, he showed in his video, and I know it's his video, how to keep cranking that back and forth to get that to seat in there. There's like 2 spots where it seats. If this tube does not seat right, when you shut your thing off or even running like mine's doing, it will drip gas out the weep hole. Okay? Here's where your screw goes for your air. It'll drip gas out of here. And I'm thinking, well, the float level's off. No. I'm glad there's somebody out there smarter than me. Because, no, it's dripping out of here. Comes out of the float, it'll drip. It drips right down into here. So there's some kind of passageway in here that if it leaks, it lets it drip down in the carburetor to let you know. So, in their design, they had to put that in there because when it drips and it ain't seated, it comes out down here. So, but I can tell you about it. This looked like the best one. From what I can see is all I gotta do is take my choke cable off, take my fuel line off, and not to mess up my governor linkage, I can get the Z vent on the rod that runs there and then off to your governor mechanism. And I've degreased all that. So you'll be able to see where I use purple power degreaser. It won out over the simple green. The simple green stuff, they make 2 kinds. They make a pink kind in a clear bottle I use like on stainless steel kitchen stoves and stuff in the house. Well, the other stuff is simple green. I can't tell you the color for sure. It might be green. But I bought a gallon of purple power, okay? They wanted $3.50 for a quart spray bottle. Well, they wanted $5.50 for a gallon jug at a Dollar General store. I wasn't gonna mess around. I have mowers that need cleaned. I've got spray bottles. So the purple power one, it took a lot of grease off that engine. I used a little flat stick I had, kind of like a putty knife when I was scraping grease, and I used 1 whole quart on just this side of the engine where the carb goes. But it was well worth it. I used like a whole almost quart spray bottle. And then I used clear water and rinsed it off. And I even did the side of the tractor where it's greasy down on tie rods and stuff. Very pleased with the results. Because I have an engine degreaser gun. If you ever remember me showing that, you use it with the air compressor. We're talking faster and faster. Anyway, we want to get out of here. We don't want you sitting here all day watching me. But I'll be using my engine degreaser gun with the air hose. I'll be spraying on the degreaser. There's threader for your fuel inlet. Looks pretty good quality for imported. It's Powatech, whatever. So I took a picture of the label off the box. So you can go on Amazon and look it up. If you had like a 16 horse Briggs, if this fits, don't go buy it yet. We haven't put it on the engine yet. It looks like the same bolt pattern to me. Okay, now here's the thing. I'm going to find some cap screws because the other one has like a screwdriver slot. Well, actually 4, double slot. It threads in here. See if you can't get a nut. This side has a nut. It means, when they probably stripped it, they probably drilled out and put a nut on it. We're going to find some cap screws, Allen-headed cap screws. So before I go today, you might see a picture at the end with the screw stuck in here. And even if they're too long, we will put some washers or something, because I want this to go on easier than instead of fighting with a wrench in here. There's kind of, we don't want to fight around with a wrench. We want to use an Allen wrench. Or we'll make, if it ain't long enough, we'll make an Allen wrench that long. So there you go. Thanks for watching this week. We are done. That is it. There probably won't be a whole lot of pictures. We are going to look for the cap screw because I got a box from Harbor Freight, and you'll probably see a picture of the box. So thanks again for watching this week. We'll look forward to you tuning in next week.